Woo! I apologise in advance. My phone's smashed, so I don't have the ability to make it not hide me there. But I'll be up here, I'll be talking to you up here a little bit. Hello guys, how are you? My oh my, today is a good day. Or is today a good day? My oh my. Hello Kevka! Yes lad! So I am just pulling away from Northern Kings. Oh shit. Right, wait. Just pulling away from the gym. How am I doing? Yes, Lucas. So I'm doing a little bit better than what I have been. It's been a funny old time as this lockdown. But realistically, hello David Titler. How are you, sunshine? So yeah, Lucas, I've been doing all right. Hello Kev. Hello people joining. Hello. I've been doing all right, you know. It's been a confusing time, really. Yes, Marek. How are you? So I've just finished. I've just been for a private there with Craig, and I've been going through a change recently. Not transgender. I ain't cross-dressing just yet, but there's been a few things that have happened to me recently that have shook me to my core, that have changed who I am as a person. Not necessarily, but changed the way that I think and process things now, which I think only comes with age and experience. You have to experience these things to change and adapt. So today I've been, don't just pull out. Today I've been with Craig and he was telling me all of these things that I've been thinking about fighting, about doing it half-assed, about him being frustrated with me as a coach because he knows that I'm only half-assing it and is willing to put the effort in, but there's only so many times he can do it with being shown that the dedication is really there, and all of these different things. And you've only a year into your fighting journey, because this year's written off really, and you're only a year into fighting. You're only 6 years into your Thai boxing journey. Hello Aiden, hello Callum, hello people that are watching. Tell me about yourselves. How are you all keeping? Obviously I'm on talking, but I want to hear about you guys and what you guys have been doing, because this to me, communication is one of the most important things in my life, and communicating with you guys daily and finding out what you guys have been up to, and how your guys' training is positively influencing your lives is something that I need in my life to keep me going. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I've been saying to Craig today. Like, I'm absolutely sick of half-assing shit. So now I've been given the opportunity to focus and to drive down my efforts and to really embed some good quality decision making and begin pushing forward and actually make something of myself. And that whether you shoot for the moon, you reach the stars, innit? Like, it is that sort of thing, but you need to shoot to the moon with the right intention and with, not even that, but with the right decision making along the way. So there are certain habits within my life that I've needed to change for a very long time, and now as I approach 30 and become reflective, as I begin to reflect, get your words out, then it really is changing me, and it's changing the way that I approach things. And I've never seen things with such clarity, and obviously this year's written off. But if it all goes to plan, I half-assed a few fight camps and got beat 3 in a row. That's what Kev said. Had the same epiphany, committed 100% and started winning again. And that, yes, Dan Richards! And that, he said to us today, he goes, your first fight was your best fight. He goes, because you prepared the best. That fight against Joe Roddick was your best fight because you prepared the best for it. Your second fight was a mismatch, and we talked through, yes, Dan Richards, we talked through each of my fights and where I and B went wrong as a coach. Not went wrong, but I began to learn, and wow, like, yeah, you just got to focus on what matters, and what matters is your journey while influencing other, at least for me, while positively influencing other people, and that the positively influencing comes second and natural, because obviously I begin to radiate my feeling goodness and stuff. And today Craig says, so you'll have heard me speak about these micro accomplishments before, and I'm big on them, and that's why I'm big on Muay Thai, because you get to feel those. But what he was saying is, when we're holding pads together, well, you begin rewarding yourself too soon. So don't. But he says, like, when you start flowing and you begin to get your flow on the pads, and you do a 1-2 hook and you kick, and then you step it off and you hook and you kick, and you're like, oh yeah, that feels good, and you begin to reward yourself a little bit too early. Instead of rewarding yourself, don't say that, ooh, that feels good, go, ooh, right now, concentrate. And it's like focus, instead of going, ooh, right now, yeah, that felt good. It's like, ooh, right now, concentrate. And it's keeping that level of focus, because I'm like maybe slightly a little bit ADD, if you hadn't have recognised. Attention deficit, a little bit, like kind of skip through, and that's what he says. You skip from pillar to post, you do a lot of things, you don't focus. But I know that the one thing that I want to do at the moment is fight. And he goes, I want to help you do that, not only as a coach but as a friend as well. And there's a lot of things that he told me today that were confirmed things that I'd been thinking about myself, and I never think about myself. And that is what this as I'm turning 30 or whatever it is, as I'm dawning this 4th generation or 4th cycle of my life, this is something that I'm really beginning to dawn upon and embrace this reflectiveness and this ability to assess what it is that I'm doing and how it is that that's affecting me and the others around me and my actions. Because fighting is a selfish game. You have to be selfish. You can't go in there selflessly and expect to go in and win. As Kev said before, he went in and half-assed a few fight camps and got beat. If you once you're able to dedicate yourself to it, but these are just words. And to me now, this is what the change has happened. Like it's the action that matters, and anybody can speak words, and I speak a lot of them, and I've took a little bit of action. Technically, some would say more than most. Getting started is probably more than most. Having a fight is probably more than most, but it's still not enough. I don't think it ever will be enough. But it comes from a good place of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve. Does that make sense? Do you have the time to dedicate like you did for your first fight? Well, I'm unemployed at the minute. So if I can find some part-time employment, or at least enough to cover bills, then yes. There are things in place where I could train twice a day. There are things that there are pieces moving that could facilitate training twice a day, with some fucking really top level guys. And you need to surround yourself with greatness to be able to become great. And that is again something that I'm quickly becoming to learn, is that you have to be willing to cut ties with people. You have to be willing to cut those ties, to be able to get the scissors in your hand and be like, yo, I don't need someone like you in my life. You need to be able to confidently say, this is where I'm heading, and if you don't want to be a part of that, then thank you, but we're going on a different path. And no hard feelings. Like, we've ran our course, you've made your decision and I've made mine, and that's the beauty of life. You've got to live with that. And yes, Jake Furlaway, ring me please when you get a moment, brother. You need to live with that decision. But sitting with Craig, I said to Craig, I was like, we're probably going to sit and talk for half an hour of this hour session. So because I kept up my monthly payments throughout this lockdown thing, like we got rewarded with 2 free private sessions. And I said, like, the shit that I've gone through over this lockdown period, serious, we'll probably end up just talking for like quite a lot of things, saying about me that I've been thinking about myself was just exactly what I needed to hear. And as I was walking out, there was this guy, and he was like, oh, well done mate, because you're looking sharp. And I was like, phew. And Craig was doing a lot of hook kicks, straight punches, ba 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 ba, with the body and the hook and the head, and working on my punches, which is what I want to be doing. And mate, it's just so good to be back. How are all you guys? Mate, Jake, serious, I need to speak to you, bro. I really need to catch up with you. There's been really, really crazy. What? Like, just, yeah, so like, I don't have, at the minute, I don't have the confidence to be able to tell you what the changes are and what the experiences are. They're still too raw. There's still something that I can't really articulate, and that frankly I don't want to share right now, but I will do when the time is right, and you'll be able to understand why I've took this hiatus from social, and why I might come back looking and feeling a little bit different. And even my little brother said, like, there has been, I've noticed the change within you as a person, but that's not a bad thing, you know. Like, he said it's aggression, not aggression, but assertiveness. It's this ability now to be like, fucking this, boom, this is what I want. And if I don't have to get up if I'm not employed, and I can work a way around whereby I can make ends meet, and I can train, and I can fight, and I can make moves to be involved in Thai boxing in some way, shape or form, then I know that I'm winning in life, and that is quite simply all I want and need. But the conversations that I've had only solidify where I want to go today. And even Juan was saying, like, I remember feeling at 29 that fucking hell, I ain't going to be able to fight for much longer, and all these things, and now he knows at his age that that's not true. It's all in your head. The age is just a number, and that you can achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. It's just a case of whether you want to put in the action and the dedication that it takes to do the things that the rest of the people don't. And that's why I said that I've probably done more than most by just starting. And that, if you do get to that point, is amazing, and well done for doing that. Like, that shit is incredible, and hats off to you, and wow, take a bow, and all of these things. Do that. Do what it is that you fucking want to do, and life is too short, it's finite. And I've had all these things confirmed to me over the past few weeks, which has made the decision making element, yes, Hursty, how are you, brother? Which has made the decision making element of these next decisions so fucking easy. And sorry for my swearing, but that's close to me now, and that's something that I will continue to embed moving forward. Yes, fat lad, and the fat lad brand is something that I'll continue working on, but in my own way. I don't want pressure. I don't want the shit I've got to post 3 times a day. Like, I'll post when I want to post. Do you know what I mean? And like, there's talk of another one in the pipeline. Do you know what I mean? And having these things to work towards. I'm well, mate. I hope you're good, and I am good. You know, like, things are moving positively now. However that looks, because I don't know how it looks yet. But I'm making better decisions. I've been to the gym today. 2-3 weeks ago, I wouldn't have ever dreamed of being back in the gym yet. But I'm back in the gym, as much as what will currently let me. Does that make sense? And I'm making better decisions. So because I've been speaking with people recently about questioning things. You're turning into a rebel. I'm not. I'm really, really not. I'm turning into a more focused and driven person, and I've never wanted that. You know, I've always been happy being wavy. Is that the right word? Wavy. Craig said you've never been focused. You've always been driven. You've always been motivated. You've always been enthusiastic. But you've never been focused. You've never found that one thing that you can kind of go tunnel vision on and block everything else out on and run at and think about and like, I think about Muay Thai, not fighting. Do you know what I mean? I think about writing and posting and social and all these things, and not fighting. I need to think about fighting and becoming the best version of my fighting self that I possibly can. And for me to be able to do that, the nature of my personality needs the love and support of the people who are making positive decisions around him to influence me. Does that make sense? So I become influenced by influencing people naturally. So I speak to you guys. Hello, Horshank. I speak to you guys and I articulate how I'm seeing and feeling and experiencing things. and they are only my sights, thoughts and experiences, and you will take from them what you can and what you will. And obviously I'm putting them out in the world to take from them what I will. But realistically, it's all finite. We're all put on this earth to either make a decision to do or not to do. To be or not to be, that is the question. And it is the question. To be or not to be, to do or not to do. If you make that positive decision or if you make that negative decision, you've got to live with that decision and run with it. And there's a lot of people who build a lot of barriers in their lives and build a lot of protection about the things that make them vulnerable. And making yourself vulnerable, when I put myself out on social like this, I'm putting myself in a place where I'm opening myself out to be quite openly ridiculed and all of these different things that people would care about, and I get messages upon messages of don't know how quite a lot, like don't know how you get in front of the camera, 2, big ups for fighting, like 3, well done for documenting it, 4, it's like all these, you've made me going to the gym, 5, like it's crazy the amount of energy that you've got, like all these messages and different ways of influencing people come natural and secondary to me by doing something that I naturally feel good doing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So I feel like I've spoken a lot. What a download. I feel amazing. So I'm about 15 minutes away from home now, 10 minutes away from home, and this drive back now, where I've been able to sit and think and jump on a live session, and deflate. I miss deflating. And I suppose Thai boxing, a lot of people have been thinking about mindfulness and meditation, and thanks for sharing, mate, real talk. And this is what I was going to say with the whole barrier thing. Sorry, this is where I was going, and this is where I feel where I'm slightly different to most people, is that I don't have a face. What you see with me is what you get, and like I'm gonna get a tattoo. I'm gonna get a heart tattooed on my sleeve because I have been through a hard time recently, and it is what it is, and I'm not one for looking back, but it's nice to be able to be now retrospective and make the decisions, and that's why it's so easy to make them, because really, who cares about anybody else? And that comes from the nicest possible place. When I tell people I don't care about people, I don't care about what people think. Sorry, I got emotional then. When I don't care about what people think, I do, of course I do, but I don't. Because why would I? They've got their own experiences, they've got their own lives to live, they've got their own shit going on, man. And like, if I can just be a 3-minute, like as much as this video will be 10, 15, 20 minutes long, if they can tune in for 3 minutes and come away feeling and have listened to 3 minutes of me talking positive shit. Because my internal voice in my head, I was trying to explain this to someone, the internal voice in my head, yes Craig, hello, thank you, you got more support than criticism, dude. It's good that you are open and upfront. And take a deep breath. And that's something that I've never done before. And being open is something that just comes naturally. And there are so many people in this world who can benefit by letting those barriers down and by letting somebody, say, like me, in who wants good. And obviously you need to be careful of their intentions, and obviously people are right to be guarded because of their own life experiences. But I know that if I know one thing in this world, it is, if there are 2 things in this world, it is that you get out what you put back in. Positivity breeds positivity, right? You get out what you put back in, and Muay Thai is fucking good for you, man. Muay Thai is good for you no matter what. Even if you train for fun, you go in there and you're coming out, and that dopamine release and that feeling of camaraderie that you've got with your teammates and your family. Northern Kings' family, Juan, Jack, Jake, Jack now, and everyone, like as soon as you get that circle, as soon as you become in that circle, you're in that circle with me, and it's a magical place to be. And mindfulness and meditation now is something that I've been looking at doing, but then I realised I do it every day when I'm in the gym. Do you know what I mean? Like when I'm sparring, I'm not really thinking about anything. I'm enjoying the moment. Obviously you are thinking about getting hit and not getting hit and punching, all these different things, but for me, and I've said this before, it is a form of meditation, being present but being there but not there. Spiritualness. But no, heart on my sleeve, I don't have that barrier. That's why I'm honest, and that's why it means so much to me, because it does mean so much to me. And these talks are real to me, and I do mean the words that come out of my mouth. And obviously the actions speak louder than words, and that a lot of decisions that have been made have created a negative action over the past few months, which means now I've got to be able to create a new positive foundation whereby my internal head, brain, voice, call it what you want, my guidance, my internal guidance is now talking to me in a positive, constructive way, not negative and destructive. So it's making that flip to talk to yourself and be constructive, not destructive in your approach to shit, because that's when you start making a difference, not only to other people but to yourself, because everybody else becomes secondary, everything else becomes secondary. And when I tell people that fighting comes first and my kids have come second, they go, and it's like, it's not really that. Obviously my kids come fucking first, but like, you have to dedicate every fibre of your being to be that person. And it's always been 70%. It's never been 110%, and that's been evident in performances and preparations of the fights, and that will change now moving forward. And I have been presented with an opportunity to get another one in before the end of the year, and that's all I'm saying at the minute. Like, woo, so Flatland is back, and I'm back in the gym. There were talks about getting me training every day in the mornings, and taking positive actions and decisions and making motions to get right again. And guys, and this is where I want to open this up now to you guys, to the 5 people that are watching. Hello Dill, or maybe watching in the future. If you ever need anything, mate, just serious, reach out. I know how important communication is to the people who matter, and even having somebody who isn't in an immediate circle, and having somebody like me who you might not know personally. I mean, me and Hursty talk, and Hursty, I'm going to talk to you a lot more, because that third party perspective that you've got on a life is just somebody who you can just be like, mate, I feel like shit today. And somebody who you know that isn't going to judge you for saying that, because it's all right. And as cliche as it sounds, and I know that it is all right not to be all right. And yes, Peely! And like I say, I don't feel comfortable enough yet to share what I've been through, but I will one day, and I will tell you when the time's right. And it probably will be sooner, when I've got my ass back into training, and I've started making better decisions pretty consistently, and I've consistently stopped what I need to stop, and I've started consistently doing what I need to start doing, and all of these different things. So it might be that I share with you sooner rather than later, but at this particular moment in time, it's still a bit too raw for me to put out there into the universe, and I don't want to, so I'm not going to. But what you do need to know is that I am now dedicating the next 5 years to Muay Thai in the capacity of fighting, and I'm putting that out in the universe. Hello Gary Etherington. So yeah, do you know what, it felt so good to be back today. Honestly, like I'm getting emotional even thinking about just being back in that place, because it means the world. And that's why I know that Thai boxing can make a difference to people, whether you're scared or not. And I understand it can be scary. My first session, I was shitting my pants. Like I was 100 kilos, do you know what I mean? I'd never punched, I was passive. I am passive. The only reason one of the reasons that I walked into a gym was because my natural adrenaline reflex is to run. It's not to fight, it's to fly. It's to flight, not fight. So I run away, I don't like it. So stepping into the gym for me was a decision, because I don't put too much pressure on myself for decisions that I make, because you can't. You need to make them, you need to run with them, and that's the beauty of life, isn't it? So yeah, I'm watching out. I'm writing an article. I've got a video recorded, and I'm gonna mash them into both. I am gonna post this video. I'm nearly home now, and I'm really, really thirsty. I need a drink. So I hope you all have a great day, mate. Like, what a fantastic start to the day. It's only 12:30, and I've now got the rest of the day to go and make some. I've already got to have a nap because I'm tired. I had a late night last night. But yes, just be true to yourself, man. And that's where it was with the tattoo with the heart. Like someone was saying to us, like I was saying to someone, like, I see this, I could break through that. I'm cutting through this now to get you where you want to be. This is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. You don't want to be there because you've only discovered this side recently. It's only a recent shift that you've made. So get back to the way that you were. Make them decisions that are the fucking hardest decisions that you've got to make. I picked up the phone and spoke to somebody that was a hard phone call to make, and that's made them change their decision, their perspective. So not that, but that means now that they're changing circles. So I'm quite, it's weird. But like now, like there's been a shift in mindset, not in mindset, in motivation, and my motivation now is to be dedicated, to not be half-assed, and to just do it right now, to listen. I've spoke a lot over these past 6 years in my involvement in Muay Thai. I've spoke a lot in my involvement in Thai boxing. I've interviewed people. I've worked with Yoka. I've started Fight Record. I started Victory with Surge. I've done all of these different things. Now I'm trying my hand at fighting, and I still don't know whether I fit in there yet. I'm only 6 fights in, so I don't know whether I do. I was saying to Craig, I don't even know whether I like it yet, and all these different things. And it's just about patience, but having patience with the correct intention and moving forward correctly. And I feel as though that I've been moving sideways without my knowing for the past 29 years of my life. I haven't actually been progressing because I haven't been thinking about what it is that I'm doing. I've just been doing. And how can you really learn if you don't think about what it is that you do? And it's an age thing, I know it is. It's as I'm now 29 and a half, about to turn 30 soon in March next year. And yeah, I understand it's an age thing. I do, because your life comes in cycles. It's like periods of 7 years, and as you approach now, I'm coming through into this fourth generation of life, of my own life, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's going to be a really exciting one, because these next 4 years, if I do it, that's it. If I do make the decisions, or when I make the decisions, because you just don't know what's around the corner. I mean, I might car crash now, and I could be a paraplegic. I could hurt. I might. Something bad might happen, and obviously we don't want that to touch wood, and we don't want that to happen, and we want to continue to be happy and healthy. But no pressure. Getting things right. Communicating properly, and thinking about shit, and actually doing things that are true to me. People, it's been real. I love you all, and thank you for watching. Jonesy, I know that you're still in here watching, as you always are. And Dan Richards, thank you for watching. Get yourself down to Northern Kings, Dan Richards. It'd be good to have a train with you again. And Fat Lad is back, mate. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be exciting. Where it's a team effort, mate. Like as the Beatles famously sang, we get by with a little help from our friends, and we need help from our friends, and I need help from my friends to stay positive, to stay focused, and to keep accountable. And yeah, it's a good chat. I'll see you later, bitches.